Now, but before this whole gold and debt cancellation thing makes sense, we need to talk about the actual size of US debt. So America owes $39.7 trillion in debt. Let's just call it 40 trillion. It's an easier number. And that number grows by about 7 billion every single day. The interest alone now costs over $1 trillion a year, which is roughly $3 billion a day. That's like an entire aircraft carrier worth of money every 4 days or so, spent on absolutely nothing, just paying off interest on its debt. Actually, fun fact, China holds a bunch of US debt, although it's gotten rid of a lot of it recently, but I did the calculations on this because it's kind of funny. The interest that the US has to pay China on the debt that China holds is around about 60 million per day, which buys 3 Chinese aircraft carriers per year. So in a roundabout way, the US is funding its biggest enemy's military with interest payments on its debt. What a crazy world this whole debt system leads us to. Anyway, staying on the theme of military, by the way, that $1 trillion in interest per year that the US pays on its debt is larger than the entire military budget of the US, which America is famous for overspending on. But also, the debt is now bigger than everything that the US economy produces in a year. So US GDP is around about $33 trillion rather, and debt is around 40 trillion. So that's not good, because when your debt gets bigger than your GDP, it's really not good for a country. The last time that happened was when they were paying for World War II, when they were repaying debt on that. Now, look, there's normally like 3 methods out of a hole like this. I'm going to go through each one of those 3 methods, but Trump and his mates, they may have invented a 4th method that no one's ever tried before. So we're going to discuss that method too. But first, let's discuss the 3 normal ones. So method 1, you raise taxes, and I mean, like, good luck getting elected after that. Whenever you raise taxes, they usually vote the next guy in, right? Method 2, you cut spending, which gets you voted out even faster because, you know, people kind of like their country to function. People don't like it when a bunch of government employees get fired and then, you know, the country starts falling apart. So obviously they can't do that. Method 3 is the absolute favorite of incompetent countries and empires throughout history. You print and debase everyone's money. So nobody in Washington is doing any one of these methods properly. They're dabbling in a little bit of each, although they have started printing again. But their own projections say that this situation is just going to get worse and worse. They can't fix it anymore. Anyway, guys, if you found this interesting and want to hear more about it, make sure to watch the full video. It should be popping up on your screen sometime now, somewhere here maybe.